Hi, everybody. This is one of the best experiences I've ever had in my entire life.
A dramatic declaration to a packed audience of London students from one of the stars of the West End production of To Kill a Mockingbird. As a third actor in the run to play Atticus Finch in Aaron Sorkin's stage adaptation of Harper Lee's classic novel, Matthew Modine was taking part in a panel discussion following a matinee performance for state schools. The ambition of the school visits was to offer the live theatrical experience to young people who rarely got the opportunity, and to encourage a younger generation to consider working in theatre or the wider creative industries. Although the ambition was clear, the cast and crew could not anticipate the response of their invited audience to this renowned drama, and these students had no idea what to expect from the show. But it rapidly became clear. The first of these unique events took place in October 2022, when Richard Coyle was leading as Atticus Finch and Jude Owusu as Tom Robinson. Along with fellow cast members Pamela Nomvetti, Poppy Lee Fryer and Assistant Director Rashika Christie Carter, these young minds were given an insight into how characters were developed and the relevance of the play to contemporary audiences.
So I would like to say that in essence, just telling the story itself is modernizing it, because unfortunately for us, it still exists, it's still relevant.
There's two lines that Atticus says that I find really profound. One is that violence and strength aren't synonyms, they're opposites. So often, kindness, people view that as a weakness, generosity, empathy. Tom is a character who, his strength, I believe, is his caring nature. His strength is that in a society where he's constantly downtrodden, he doesn't allow hate to be something that lives in his heart. He sees past that and sees a young girl raising 7 children, going through an awful family situation, and he helps.
Her life is so awful and tragic, and she has no place in the community of Maycomb. She doesn't get to go to town. She has no friends. She's so abused and lonely. And here comes this person with pure kindness that sees her as a young woman, as just a person, and she ultimately does an awful thing. But my job was to analyse all of those reasons why.
There's no surprise these teenagers were charmed by the younger characters in the production, Jem, Scout and Dill. And for Gwyneth Keyworth, who plays Scout, the intelligent, headstrong narrator, the voice of the young deserved to be heard.
I think you guys all know this, or have the experience of being younger, how you can be patronised, and your opinions or your voice maybe not as heard as much and not taken as seriously, and how frustrating that is. And Scout, in my opinion, has really legitimate and important questions that she's continuously asking. But because she is viewed in the thing of everyone else sees her like a little girl, they're not listening, they're not taking her seriously. So in terms of approaching that, I just remembered all the times that myself as a woman or as just as a younger person who hasn't been taken seriously, and then I just remembered the fact that the stakes are really high for her because it's the first time she's experiencing it all.
This was a first-time experience for some of these young visitors and inspired Richard Coyle to express to them the value of theatre.
Well, it's vital. I mean, it's storytelling in its purest form, and there's nothing like it. It requires something of you. It's a conversation that you have with the people on stage. It's so important. And you sat through this today, and you've engaged with a story and it's required something of you, and you're going to leave with something that it's, that will change you, hopefully, on a molecular level. It's really important that you do engage with theatre, because and the ideas of theatre, the ideas that you receive by watching great plays, you can't get those ideas anywhere else. Maybe if you see a great movie or you read a great book, but it's the most wonderful, vital connection.
A new year and some new cast members welcomed hundreds more students from schools outside of London to the Gielgud Theatre. Matthew Modine, star of the Netflix hit Stranger Things, was now playing Atticus Finch, and fans of the series were delighted to experience his talent up close and personal.
Your reactions were so pure and so honest to the realities of what the play and the harshness and the ugliness of the play. Your reactions, the visceral reaction to Bob Ewell when he got thrown on the floor. That we've never had a reaction like that probably in the history of theater.
Once entertained by the performance, it was the task of the cast and production team to make these visitors aware of the vast opportunities in theatre that was available to them.
There are so many other areas of theatre, of work in the creative industries that you yourselves could explore. So I'd like to turn now to Rashika.
So I went to the theatre for the first time when I was like 15. And what I love about theatre is that it's the only time that the audience is a part of the art form. So each time that you're watching something, you're a part of it, and each performance is unique compared to things like, it's all great, but compared to things like TV and film and the rest of it. So that's what made me go like, oh, I have to do this, and this is what I want to do. I got into it through a lot of like community programs, training at like the Young Vic Directors program and things like that. And yeah, that was essentially my goal. And I also think if you're not going for like a very traditional route originally, it's very important to use your community, your local area, the people you know, reach out, ask, just email a director. I've done that so many times. And then they're like, yeah, it's fine, come have coffee with me or whatever. And that's kind of how I got my start.
When you watch a television show or you watch a movie, look at all the people that are involved in the making of a film or a television production. So your desire to be an artist doesn't have to be one path. You can discover along the way that you just don't like memorizing lines and you don't like being vulnerable and exposing yourself. But you can have the opportunity to become a director, to become a stage technician. There's hundreds, literally thousands of jobs that you can find in the entertainment industry. So don't ever feel a failure because you change direction. Just keep pursuing the things that you love and that give you excitement.
Hands up if you'd like to act you fancy acting on screen or in the theatre. You see, we've got quite a few emerging talent. So is it essential that they go to theatre drama school? What advice would you give these young enthusiasts about taking a career on stage? Cecilia and Anna, if you could both answer.
I come from Hackney and a working class family. And yeah, any Hackney people here? Yeah! And so for me, it was essential to go to drama school. You make connections and you learn your craft. And I've been acting like 34 years. And I was told at the time, don't bother with acting. It's not something for you. It's not something you'll get great roles in. And I've proved all those people wrong. And I think if you want to do something...
Yeah, I also went to drama school and I loved it. Just like Cece says, I think it's really important. I also don't think you have to go. I know lots of great actors who haven't been to drama school for whatever reason. Either they were doing other things or they couldn't for family reasons. Practicing it is the thing. So if drama school is where you want to do that and where you're best placed to do that, then that's great. But there is also other ways you can practice your craft, whatever. And you can go to drama school to do stage management, music for stage, all of these jobs, directing, you can go to drama school for and train for. So it's just practicing and utilising what you have and then building that skill set.
During this entire process for all of you, what was it like? And if you ever struggled with scheduling or learning your lines, how did you handle that? And how did you, be able to practice that and have it in time for all your performances.
There's no easy way to memorize lines. You just gotta, it's just like memorizing everything you gotta memorize in school.
Like learning a song, your favorite song.
Yeah, that just repetition is really boring, but it's just basically the only way you can learn it. And also learning why you're saying something. I think if you're struggling with just learning the objective of the scene or why they want to say that at that point, and then you can always lean on that if you need to.
Despite performing the production 8 times a week, the school's event proved both memorable and inspiring for the cast. And the response from their enthusiastic audiences spoke volumes too.